I want to go over some examples on if you're given a graph, can you determine if the slopes are perpendicular? And so in our notes the other day, we talked about the 2 steps for this. Is we're going to start from a point on the left and then use our slope going up or down to determine where we're going to the next point and then to the right. And then from up and down, we'll determine the answer. So again, the first step is to start on the point on the left. So in this problem, I'm going to start with this line. The point on the left would be here. The next step is to determine, do we go up or down? So to go from here to here, we have to go down. And it's difficult to see, but we would actually go down 2 and then right 4. Because we go down 2, we call that -2, and then right 4 would be +4. When we simplify the fraction, we get a slope of -1/2. Now, when we look at this line here, we start from the point on the left, we go up and over, and this would be up 6 and right 3, which simplifies to a slope of 2/1. Now the problem asks if these lines are perpendicular, and we have to explain it using what we know about slopes of perpendicular lines. So in this case, these slopes are what we call opposite reciprocals. They're different signs, and the fraction of one is upside down on the other side. And so in this case, our explanation then would be these are perpendicular lines because their slopes are opposite reciprocals. This would be an acceptable answer for this problem. If we look at number 18 now, we're going to skip these for later. Let's just talk about this. Again, we want a point on the left side. Now on this particular line, there's 3 points. All we need is to pick 2 of them. So whatever 2 you pick, when we simplify the answer, those slopes should all be the same. I use these 2 points here. So from this point to this point, now this point is left of that point, which is why I'm using it. Now if I use this point, I could have used it to either of these. So understand whatever point is left to the point you're going to. So from here, I go down 2 and right 2. So I go down 2 and right 2, which gives me a slope of -1/1, which is a slope of -1. Now this line here, the left point is the same point. This is a coincidence again. We go up and over. We go up 4 over 5. So if we look here, we notice that these are not opposite reciprocals. So these lines are actually not perpendicular. They're pretty close, but they're not. So this would be they are not perpendicular because these slopes are not opposite reciprocals. So hopefully that gives you some instruction on how to find the answers to these problems.